So we would like to start by welcoming Prachi, Seksaria, and also thanks to Prachi to accept our invitation. This has been a long time that we have been planning, but finally this is the right time, and you're here. It's going to be a great meeting now. We're going to listen about Prachi, how she started her journey, how she navigated her uh, journey and her business. And I'm sure, this would create a ripple effect. And I would also like to quickly introduce myself. I'm Vibhuti. I work with Mukhbadir Mandal, which is founded in the year 1972. And it was established by a person called Amrut Bhai. He was deaf himself, and the his pinch moment was that at that moment, he saw that there were so many people who were entrepreneurs, they were doing something, had their own business. But for the deaf community, there was nothing going. They didn't have job opportunities. So that is what led him to start this organization, this association, where you could figure out stitching, painting, training, Gujarati language, some basic, learning for all of them. And then that became a business where, they were stitching and they were also selling that. They were also making blouses. Girls were also stitching. They were also making things. And they, at the same time, they also realized that they wanted language skills with their deaf people, like English or Gujarati skills. And so there were people, who had good English skills, like Rajesh, there's Sandeep, they started focusing on understanding news on the newspapers and translating that to the deaf community, deaf participants. So a lot has been going on, but one of the most prominent services is the Mukbadir news channel. You all would know that hearing people, there's so many TV channels, so many other platforms for news, but for deaf, this is a huge gap. We don't have access to news. And, most of it is happening in spoken language. They're only small bites and just small bites, those bullets and bytes which are in sometimes in English, but that doesn't make total sense for deaf people. So news is not accessible. That is where we decided that we are going to have a full team which is going to translate news. So what we do is that we take Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, English newspapers, and we do have deaf people who have good understanding of language, and there's a team which works on the translation of important headlines and affairs, and they translate it in ISL. This is a great, great thing because deaf people get understanding and access to important affairs and news in their own language. We got a silver award for 1 lakh subscribers on YouTube on our channel recently. So that has been one of the major achievements.
That's amazing, I think, what you guys are doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I would also like to um, inform you that there is someone called Vandana Rora who actually found out about your business Moora on Instagram. It was she who actually saw one of the posts and said that this is a phenomenal story. We definitely need to talk about uh, people who make something out of their anguish and their pain and the suffering and, make it big or somehow, put their aspirations out there and be successful so that people can copy. So I would also like to welcome Vandana, the person who actually saw your post and gave us
Yeah,
this idea to
yeah.
have
She's
this
the one who
interview.
reached out also, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So she is the one. So She is actually responsible to curate this, so we'd like to welcome her now, and she is the one who's going to start the interview.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Hi, Vandana. Lovely to meet you finally.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. How are you, Prachi?
I'm great. How are you?
Me too. I'm good. I'm good. I'd like to thank you so much for accepting this invitation, and we're really, really grateful.
No, it's my pleasure completely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Heartwarming, and also thank you, Saurav, the sign language interpreter, for accepting to do this interview with us. All right. Perhaps, Prachi, you would be wondering why we have requested you to be part of this platform and interview, right?
Hmm.
So, the deaf community in India, we need to, expose them to role models who are, who have taken it upon themselves to do something, and so that they could see role models and learn from you and copy that, or aspire to do something. So yeah. Yeah. So of course you would know I'm Vandana. This is my sign name, girl, and these three fingers wiggling like this, right? And I am Mukh Mandal, news signer or news anchor, if you would like to call it. What
Okay.
we do is
Okay.
we focus on current affairs. We focus on inspirational testimonials around the world, and we curate content and then translate it. Rajesh, Vibhuti, and I, then we do the translation and the signing, and I support them. What happened is a week back, I saw your story, and it was unbelievable that within 2 years you have reached where you have reached, and we did this translation, and it was very, very sought after. So we thought we would do this interview. So if you're okay with it, we are now going to start with the questions.
Surely. Yes.
All right. So yeah. So 2 years back, you started Moora,
Right.
and what was the story behind the inception? How did what inspired you to start hand block print saris? Was a friend, or how did you get this inspiration?
So actually post-COVID, I was, just in a phase where I was figuring out what I wanted to do. I was doing some freelance work, but I was not like working full time at that point. And I had visited the block printing factories a few times because I was in Jaipur and I've always been interested in crafts and especially the handcrafts. So, I mean, during my visits, I was really interested, and I have always, very interested in saris also. I love to wear them myself, but I had not really thought of it as a business idea. So there was this one friend uh, from whom my husband had purchased a sari for me. It was a block printed cotton sari, and when I actually wore that sari for the first time, I realized that it was so amazingly comfortable and so light. Uh, it was different from, the saris that I had usually worn, or the kind of fabrics that we usually wear. So that kind of, sparked something inside me, and I thought that this is something that uh, more people or more women uh, need to wear. and that's how we decided to start Moora. And I think within 3 to 4 months of this thought, we kind of were out there and we had launched.
3 months is quite a short time.
Yeah,
So
I think
yeah, waving
we
hands
had
that
a lot of support from, friends who were into different creative fields. Like, so somebody could help us make the video, somebody helped us make the website, and it was a collective effort. But yeah, 3 to 4 months is what it took for us to launch.
that is really nice. And Muda, the brand.
Yeah.
So as a brand, you would know every brand, you know, uh, takes time. There's this gestation period for a company to become a brand, because when we say a brand means, it's famous, people know about it. But in your case, how did you achieve that within 2 years it became a household name that people knew about Mula? How did that happen?
Um,
Sorry. And also, Bollywood. I have heard that you have had good luck in connecting with a lot of actors and actresses who are now, using your material. How did that happen?
uh, so I think, see, when we started, we didn't really think that, we would become a brand. We started very small, and for the first 6 months, we were basically, just testing like the product, getting little customer feedback, and that's what we were doing. And then in 2023, the business sort of started picking, and that gave us confidence. And being from a marketing background, I understood that, there are certain things that a business requires to be out there. Like there would be, I think, the one thing that a lot of small businesses these days lack is that knowledge of marketing and that understanding of how your product needs to be seen. So I think we had that advantage because I am from marketing. I am a photographer myself. So I knew how I wanted my product to be seen, and that has been a really beneficial thing for us. And yeah, I think it's still a long way to go. There are still many people who wouldn't know Moora, and there's a long way for us to go for sure. And the thing about the celebrity, so we did collaborate with a few influencers, and then uh, we have not tapped Bollywood quite a lot, but it's mostly through collaborations that we reached out to a few people, or sometimes there are sourcing requests that come to you directly. So yeah, those things happen.
All right. All right, that's it. So, building a brand like Muda, um, having something, I'm sure that during the building of your brand, what has been your experience? Can you share like a great memory, some nice memory or something like that during the building of the brand?
Mhm. Yeah, I think, see, one is we're still building the brand, I would say. Uh, yeah, and uh, there have been many memories, if you ask, and it's Like initially when we started, we did not have a team. So it was just me, and my husband helping me out. And we were doing everything that there was to do, like, packing the orders ourselves, bringing all the stuff ourselves, and handling the customer queries. Everything, like whatever there is to an e-commerce business, we were doing on our own. And I think that has been a great learning experience for me. One great memory that I have is this during Diwali and before Diwali and after, we participated in a couple of these exhibitions and flea markets. So when I went there and there was this exhibition in Bombay and I actually saw people pass by our stall and they recognized the brand. They would say, oh, this is Moora Jaipur, or, somebody would come to us and say that I've actually have a sari from you and it's very nice and all of that. So I think that kind of was really special that people actually recognize the brand, and that you don't get that feeling when you're running an online business because you don't really see the customer. But I think that was a beautiful experience, and it instills a lot of confidence in us and the team, of course. Yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah. So, any business would sure have its fair share of challenges, problems, encounters, which, you would have to deal with. So I'm sure you also had to navigate those. How was it?
Right. There are challenges, especially when you start small, and there's a lot of lack of resources in the initial days. Resources in terms of the people, in terms of the funds, and in terms of the knowledge that you have of a certain thing. So there are a lot of challenges when you start, but I think it all comes together when you find the right set of people to help you through it. So it's all a team effort. It's never a one person job. I mean, to take the business to the next level. So it's always the team that helps you and supports you through everything.
Absolutely. Teamwork is so, so critical. And yeah. So, can I ask you, is there any idea of expanding in the future? Is it just saris, or do you want to delve into more different kind of products?
Yes, we'll definitely expand into more product categories. In fact, we are planning to start new categories pretty soon in the next 1 or 2 months. Uh, yeah. So, and also saris, like right now we are doing just hand block printed saris, but we would definitely expand into more crafts.
Meaning saris, not saris, something else. Crafts, basically, you mean bags,
So
designer
more,
products?
no, we'll do more kinds of saris also. Like right now we're just doing hand block printed, but there are many artisanal crafts in India. So we will try to reach them one by one. And we would also bring in new product categories other than saris. That's the plan.
So only saris, or do you also plan to have more
No,
products
we'll
in
have
your?
more products. So, for example, our initial idea is that anybody who would wear our sari would need some jewelry to pair with the sari, right? Earrings or neck pieces and things like that. So, anything that goes directly with the sari is the first thing that we want to start. So, jewelry and a couple of more things we are planning.
So, do you also like, for example, something in the north like Punjabi salwars or suits or something like that? Do you also plan to make things like that?
Not right now. It's not in the plan because one, it requires like stitching, and it's a very different game in terms of inventory because you need to keep all the sizes. And the good thing with saris is that it's free size, uh, so that works to our benefit. You can work with a limited inventory.
Yeah, 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 makes sense. So the customers, which Moora has, who are,
Yeah.
buying your items, what kind of feedback have you been getting? Is it good feedback? What is?
It's mostly good. Uh, there are, I mean, we have customers or people we know closely also. They buy from us regularly, and especially women who wear saris in their everyday life or as part of their professions. They are the ones who, buy regularly from us. And there are also first timers who have not worn saris before, but they just buy and then, they find it comfortable and then they say that, okay, maybe I'll buy another one and, I'll give it a try. So, and but yes, there'll always be some people who would not like the product, or who would have expected something different that we were not able to meet. So yeah, those cases are also there, but I would say that it's mostly good feedback and people are happy with the product.
Yeah, amazing to know because I am someone, I love saris myself, but the the process, of how to do those
Yeah.
pleats and all of that really doesn't make sense. So
I
it's
know.
it's it's not easy, and I
You
perhaps
don't have to make the pleats,
some.
no? You can just like pin it and leave it open.
So you are you saying ready-made saris?
No, no, I'm saying that, of course, ready-made saris are an option, but this sari also, I'm just saying like you can do the pallu, just pin it there and leave the pallu open, is what I'm trying to say.
Sorry, you were also speaking. She was also size. I told her guys.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
So I think what Vandana was saying that the ready-made are heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
They're quite heavy. And Prachi, what you were saying is what I was saying I missed. Is that
I was saying that you don't have to pleat the pallu always. You can just pin it and then leave the rest of it open because I understand making the pallu is a bit of a task. So you can just keep it flowing. And
I
definitely
don't
at
know.
some
This is
point
something.
we,
Sorry, Prachi, she's
no
signing something.
worries, no worries. Yeah.
I don't know. This is something different you're explaining. I don't know how to do that. No pleats, just wrap it around yourself, put it, and just pin it. Because if we just put it around ourselves with no pleats, how do we walk? Because then it's just going to tightly just be around our legs, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to make the center pleats. I was talking about the pallu. You don't have to pleat the pallu.
No, pallu is not the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, pallu is not the
But
mid
there
pleat
are,
is the problem if because what you were saying, what I imagine is not making any pleats in the middle, just wrapping it around your legs and just the pallu. How would the person walk?
I will send you some tutorials. And there are very different kinds of drapes that, there's like this dhoti kind of a drape where, just wrap it like around one leg and things like this. So many kinds of drapes. I can send you a couple of videos maybe that just make it very easy to, walk around.
Okay. So
But yes, I
yeah, why not?
understand.
If that is done, then I can buy something from Moora then.
Yeah, and we are also, I mean, at some point we will launch the ready-to-wear sarees also. Not anytime soon, but yes, we will.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Because yeah, very, very happy with all the answers. And it's very amazing. And we really hope that our deaf community learns from what you have shared with us. And Prachi, if there is anything you would like to talk about, any questions you have to the MBM team, or just generally if you want to share something, you're welcome.
That it
Thank
is
you.
initially extremely difficult for you and, of course, for your parents also to uh, accept the situation that is there and to understand, the problem and uh, I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of things that initially like you rightly said, that they think it's a kind of sickness, but it is not. So I think that understanding is where the barrier is mostly. Yeah, even like with people who don't interact with a deaf person in their life, they would not know like how to, navigate around them or how to communicate with them. It's just a huge gap that is out there. And after when I spoke with Vandana over Instagram, I kind of realized that what a privilege it is to be able to speak to somebody over the phone. I had not thought of it before I spoke with you, and it was kind of an eye opener for me also. Uh, yeah, but I think it's really inspiring what you are doing, and how you've grown. So yeah, it's amazing.
So 18 million deaf people in India. That's 1.8 crore. But the fact that if they're living in places where so far-fetched and parents don't have any knowledge, any understanding, they face a very, very difficult life because no language, if no language, then what can you think about?
Right.
And this is why our organization, organizations like Mukpadir Mandal and other deaf associations, we have to continue doing what we do so that
Absolutely.
you would also know you're seeing MBM Orjet. If you see the name,
Yes,
Orjet
yes.
Foundation is also an organization which is focusing on um, education of deaf children. So we are really grateful
Okay.
that Mukpadir Mandal and Orjet Foundation have collaborated. It's really cool. So I will share the Instagram handle of Orjet Foundation with you, Prachi, so that you can also find out more.
Surely. Definitely.
Because because this is 2024, right? Deaf children in 20, 30 years back, they had nothing. But now, because of
You're
technology
right.
and especially because Orchid Foundation, taking these initiatives, there's a lot of change. There's so
Mm,
much more aware than, their counterparts 20, 30 years back. So, yeah.
right.
Okay, great. So I think we are done with our time and
Lovely. Yeah.
everything. Thank you, Prachi. Thank you. It was lovely.